So what we're going to do here at the Rapid Trend Gainer video, we're going to take a look at something I discussed earlier, and it's trading in the direction of the higher time frame. So what I did here is I put a line on the 4-hour chart of the pound yen, and as you can see, it's all in an up move here, right? There's no short trade. So anything on the lower time frames, we're only going to be looking for trades to the upside. Now the pound yen, this pair can really move. So let's see what we're looking at here. So the first trade we get when that trade first started on the 4-hour chart, we get a short trade and we get stopped out, and this is about 20 odd pips, right? So let's make a note of that, of 20 pips. Okay, we're going to come around again now. This is another short trade. It does work out, doesn't get the stop. So that actually shows you really good how the dynamic stop losses and dynamic profit targets are going to change depending on the volatility of the market. We would not take this trade if we're using what I just spoke about. But if we did, which we didn't, which you wouldn't, it doesn't get stopped out, gets first profit, second, and then our big one here for 40 pips. But let's stick to what we're doing here. We got an upside move here, so we get in when this blue arrow opens up, which would be at the open of this candle. Quick profit target here to plus, let's just say plus 30. All right, so now we've gotten rid of that minus 20, so now we're up 10. Let's just keep going. As a short trade, we don't take. Another long trade. We're going to get in the open. I'm not sure how this trade worked out. We don't know. Actually, yeah, we do. This trade is going to get stopped out for about a 17 pip loss. Because sometimes what happens is you get the spikes, but you don't know where you would have got stopped out. So you don't know if the spike happens first, right? But in this one, you got stopped out pretty much when you entered. It came back, pulled you out. We got the short trade we don't touch. Another long trade. Get out of the open here. Does not get the stop loss. And we go up 30 pips. So you can see where we're at now. And just put a plus sign there. Short trade we don't take. Another long trade we get in. Oh, a little candlestick there. Profit target gets reached for plus 31. All right, so far so good. Let's keep going. Short trade we ignore. Get in here when this opens, which is right. This blue will happen when this candle closes. So you look at the open here. This trade rockets up to our dynamic target plus 43. Now you got to remember, these are 30-minute charts, so this will be a day trade you're looking at. We missed the short trade, and that is it on the 30-minute chart. So let's see what we end up here. Some math here. So looking at plus 97 pips on this chart, and that would be since the 7th. All right, now this is just one currency pair that we're looking at. You would have all 6 that you could take a look at, so you might do a little bit better depending on what you're trading. And you could use I went up a factor, quite a big factor. If you're trading this, you might look at the 1-hour chart, 4-hour. I just use a higher time frame trend direction. If you're trading 15-minute charts, you may want to look at the hourly chart. Okay, you might want to look at the hourly chart for your trend direction. It just depends on what space you're using. For daily charts, I would generally just use price action. So still, plus 97 pips since the 7th. It's not a whole lot, but you're not trading a whole lot, which is pretty important. And there's no reason you have to get out of these targets either. You might have your own trailing stop. But what Trend Gainer is doing is it's giving you an objective entry point. And setups are huge. There's actually a lot of websites out there that just talk about setups, how to get into the market. It doesn't tell you how to get out. So Rapid Trend Gainer is going to cover the setups for you. And how you end up managing your trades is entirely up to you. But at least you're going to have an objective way to get into trade, an objective place for your stop loss, and objective targets, right? And if you can keep that mechanical as much as possible, obviously you want to use a little bit of art, trade around the round numbers. If setups are happening just below resistance or just above support, you may want to tweak your entry down a little bit lower than that, right? So you're not running right into those. You're trading basically just beyond the roadblock. You can do that as well. You can add simple, you're in the trade here. Obviously, you could not draw a proper trend line here, but you certainly could just start going up on like this, and you'd get out probably around here if you were to use a trend line break as a way to exit your profits, which is a legitimate way to trade. You might just let's just pop on an indicator here. I don't use a whole lot of these, but let's just move a moving average. You know, a 20 period or a 10 period. Let's just go simple. Keep it nice and simple. You would stay in this trade. You know, whether you trade it right around, it's up to you. You could get in this trade and just trade it all the way up here, right? If this was it here, you'd be getting out about 300 pips. Is that 300 pips? Wow. It's pretty good. You could do that way. Well, this is actually the 4-hour chart. Let's go back down to what we were looking at, which is the 30. You see it gets kind of sloppy in here. And if you waited for this break here, you wouldn't have made as much profit as this. So there's going to be trade-offs here, right? Another popular moving average for in the daytime is a 10 period. So we'll just keep simple. As well, there's a guy named Pitbull. He's a futures trader. I believe he was a futures trader. The 10 period is a big deal for him. I think it's a 10 EMA even. So we could actually just change that to 10 EMA. He does it mostly for stocks, but it's things that work, they don't work. Or you could just simply trail up below swing levels. Okay, entirely up to you. Obviously, when you're looking at 30-minute charts, you're going to get these kind of low volatility moves, right? That's just the nature of trading with a 24-hour market like Forex. But again, it's going to depend on how you decide you want to do this. If you got any ideas, I'll certainly put them in the comments below. I may not approve them, but if your comment is good and you want to see it used, something else used on it, I'll certainly take a look at that for you. You can even use profit targets using Fibonacci levels, for crying out loud. There's one of my favorite moves is actually Fibonacci levels for targets. You got target 1, target 2, target 3. Big fan of those, always have been, regardless of people saying it's voodoo. It doesn't matter. Markets do have measured moves, and I'm not really using a Fibonacci number. I'm actually using portions of a move, pretty much. If you look at this here, for example, this is when you're looking up here. I'm not exactly sure where the 100 level is or the 200 level. I'm just basically looking at this move doubled up, right, on some of these targets. So you can do that as well, especially with look at congestion. But that's beyond the scope of this this video. Anyways, pick up Rapid Trend Gainer. There's a link above. There's a link below in the description. I hope you guys like it. I'm a big fan of this as well. These are not complicated strategies, right? But trading can be very simple. It's never going to be easy for you. But trading does not have to have 1,000 different indicators, looking at 1,000 different things. When I see traders' charts that have multiple momentum indicators on, it's like, come on, you don't need that. Markets do things. They mean revert. They move in momentum, right? They consolidate. And it's just finding ways to get on that. Some of my favorite moves are just pure price action. I love when I get a consolidation move. I don't have one on this one. I can take it right now. Like this, moving, obviously not that picture perfect. And then I get a nice spike down, and then price goes back up inside of it in an overall uptrend. I'm getting in position through here. So when we finally get the breakout, I get some momentum pushing my trade to profit. But these are the kind of things I look for. That's just after years. Anyways, take a look. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.